Y'all, I came back to Love and Marriage DC. So here I am. Anyway, y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is the Brandy Yvonne channel. How y'all doing? Here on my channel, we do fun reviews, recaps, and discussions of all of our favorite shows, y'all. Like I said, this video we will be talking on Saturday night show, Love and Marriage DC. This is season 3. Some people say it's season 2. This is episode 7. Ashely Silva's Lining, I believe it's called. Make sure I had the title right. Anyway, y'all, don't forget to like this video. Okay, watch it down to the end, please. We gotta help push these videos through the algorithm of it all. Also, share the video where you like to share your content. Comment down below, and please, 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 please do me the biggest favor by subscribing to the channel if you are not already subscribed. Now, let me tell you, I shared this on the Bold and Bougie review. If you are a Bold and Bougie fan, my review for that is up now. I know I'm late. I'm catching up on reviews today on this good Sunday. Especially because I got time, y'all, because I'm finally on spring break. Y'all know I'm a teacher, so we get 2 weeks in my school district. So I'm so happy about that. However, it's kind of bittersweet because I start to get up early all this week to do my tutoring job. But the nice thing is when I'm on break, I can just go right back to bed and the session's only like 30 minutes. The one on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is like 35 minutes. I just have to get up so early that it kind of like sucks. I like to stay up on my break and be lazy, okay? But it's okay. Anywho, y'all probably don't care about that, but I do. What I was gonna say though about subscribing is we're only 25 subs away from our next goal of 500. I can't believe I'm, getting closer and closer to these milestones. So I thank y'all for y'all support, and we got to get to that 500, y'all. Okay. So we got to just keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, and we're going to do the darn thing. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. Let me know if y'all like this episode. Now, last week I did not review last week's episode, and I believe I did post my reasoning for it in the community tab. The reason why I did not review, I had to make sure my numbers was right. It's 475. So, anywho, the reason why I did not review last week's episode of Love and Marriage DC is, first of all, I like to review shows that I actually enjoy. And I really, really like Love and Marriage DC, okay? The first 2 seasons. But then now it's just getting toxic. This Ashely and Joi stuff, and now Clifton and Ashely and Blac and Joi, all this, and Quick and Clifton. Like, it's just getting toxic. I'm not enjoying it. It's not fun. It's no longer interesting. It's feeling heavy. It's the same old, same old. It's giving very much Real Housewives of Potomac, where we're just not going to get anywhere. No one's going to have a conversation. We're going to stay still, and that's it. So I believe I did post it in a community tab that I would not be reviewing it last week, but I'm picking it back up this week, and I plan to finish the season and do the reunions. I plan to do all that good stuff. I will give it another chance if they get renewed for another season, because I do like this show. I actually started liking it more than Huntsville, but because of like the good storyline we had with the Tylers and Jamie and his sons and all that stuff going on, even actually her mama and all that. But then, things just are getting very like toxic. I'm tired of seeing Ashely and Quick act like children, but then they want to act like they are the high and mighty ones of the show. And really, I'm here for the Tylers. I'm not here for the Silvas. I'm sorry. Not trying to pick a team or side. But if I like the Tylers, okay? They're the most relatable for me on this cast, and they're the most likable to me. Sorry to say. Winter cool and all too. Joi and Clifton, they cool or whatever. They don't really fit in my opinion, but they cool. Anywho, that's my little rant, y'all. I'm gonna try to move forward in positivity with the show. I appreciate YouTubers like It's Rocks who's still trying to, root for the underdogs, maintain a positive perspective. I know a lot of other YouTubers have given up on this show, so I'm going to not give up on it. I'm going to keep going, but I just need to break last week, y'all. Okay, Anyway, enough of that. Let's just get this review over with. Okay. So basically they picked up where we left off with the Terry the Intuitive and talking to Joi, try to get up in Joi business. I didn't like what she was getting into about her dad and all that. I feel like Terry was not in this scene. Terry was not needed. We needed Iyanla or Dr. Francis or that therapist that Jamie had last season and little Jamie had, but we didn't need Terry. No, no, no. We need some African American healing powers, okay, and some Jesus in this one. We didn't need Terry. Sorry, we didn't need Clear Lady. No intuitive having Terry in this one. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Anywho, Joi had got up and left off, right, and Clifton went to talk to her, and Joi was like, "This is a mess. Like, we leaving. I got candles and the Valentine's Day stuff ready for you at the hotel, so we needs to go." Okay, she said we gotta get back to this Heritage Inn or wherever they staying at. So um Winter was saying, like, "Oh my gosh, like, Blac. I never heard Joe's perspective. I only heard, Winter, Joi, and Sherelle, and I'm glad Blac you finally got to speak up." And Blac is like, "Yeah, I finally got to tell my side. I'm glad you guys just heard me and understood me." And Ashely and Quick is like, "Yeah, we believed you, brother. We believed you. Y'all don't even know nothing about the mambo sauce. What you talking about?" And speaking of mambo sauce, now this situation, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I need to hear from the girlfriend that Blac was with before Sherelle that Joi is carrying all the vengeance from. That's who I need to hear from next, because none of this makes sense. Okay, I can understand the Ashely and the Joi thing of it all, but the Blac and the Joi don't add up to me. It don't make sense, and I needed to go away from me with this. So anyway, Ashely just saying like that's what Joi does. She run off, she gallop off. She throwing shade in the confessional. So Joi and Clifton left. That whole session got nowhere. The next morning, we do see the Tylers come down, Erana come down to her fur vest. Everybody like, "Where you going? You dressed up for breakfast?" And they shared that they're going to go check on Joi and Clifton. And they're like, "Oh, y'all messing with the ops?" Like, oh, go away. Oh my God. How old are you, Ashely and Quick? How old are you? So anyway, they're like, "Yeah, I wouldn't want to be going there if that was me." And they just saying all this stuff. So they go over there and they keep flashing back and forth between the Tylers sitting down with the Petties and talking about the previous night, and the whole rest of them, the Silvas and the what is Blac and Sherelle's lesson, Duncans and Winter and Yusuf talking about it on the sofas. Okay, so we'll first talk about the Tylers and the Petty. So they go down to the probably one or two restaurants they got in where are they at? Duck Creek, wherever they at. Anywho, Deer Creek. It's a Deer Creek. Oh Lord, who knows? So they said, they had a long night. They still had a good. Clifton said they didn't get much sleep because it was still Valentine's Day. They said, "Oh, so okay, y'all was up." Jamie said Erana fell asleep on him. Clifton said, "Blame it on the alcohol." She said, "Oh, she was tired." Joey was like, "Was that the only thing that made you tired?" And so she talked about, everything that happened that night. She didn't like, Terry going there. She tried to set her boundaries. Urania was like, "Okay, if you didn't like what she said, you could have told her to stop, though. You could have told her to stop." And Joy's like, "Well, she should have been picking up on it." And Joy in her professional said, "With all due respect, I'm sure Terry got some healing powers, but they wasn't working on me." And yeah, Terry can go. So, um, they were just talking about the previous night, and basically Joi did start crying because she feels like she didn't come into this group to be in this like negative situations and everything that's going on, and it's too much. And even Erana started crying, and Joi said the thing with Blac is that he sounded like he rehearsed that whole speech and he came with that up with that. And she was like, he talking about he know me, he don't know me. And she was like, the DC streets be talking, let them speak for themselves. I was like, what the DC streets be saying, girl? See, I'm trying to figure out what was going on with Mambo Sauce, and nobody is telling me. Who from DC can tell me what was really going on in the Mambo Sauce? Okay, because for me, this issue is the most non-factor issue of the show because the group is no more. Apparently, Blac ain't with that lady no more. That's Joy's friend. So I don't understand the venom that Joi has for Blac. And if Blac is in the wrong, I get it, but I need more. Like I need to know the full history of it, and it's not adding up to me. So I can just be done with that. Anywho, Jamie was sharing with Joi because Irana's like, you think you have a conversation with her? And so Joy's like, I tried, I tried. Like, I'm not gonna keep being burned. I've already been burned twice. And so she said, I think if you pulled Ashely to the side and said, girl, let's come have a conversation outside of the group, then it would go well. Joi also mentioned that she didn't like how Ashely was ready to have a conversation once everybody was in the room and Terry was there. That's the part I didn't like. It did definitely feel like an ambush for me. I didn't like how Joi handled it either, though. I feel like Joi could have maybe not been so closed off in that particular moment and maybe helped us get a little bit more momentum, but also understand her and what Yusuf was saying about the fact that it felt like she was kind of being ganged up on and she was caught off guard, right? So I get it. Jamie was saying, like, I bet you if you have a conversation with her, say, hey, look, I know I could have did this better. She probably humble herself and say, I could do this better. And then, tell her you trying to, get some momentum. You trying to move past it. And she said, he said, I'm sure it would get you guys somewhere. And so Joi said she understood that she's willing to listen and take direction. She receives what Jamie said. Okay. Jamie over there joking, talking about he's gonna make him cry. And I think that's right what Jamie said. Somebody needs to be the bigger person, right? And the key word that he used here was humble. Neither lady is right, especially Ashely, but neither of them is really, really willing to humble themselves. And Quick definitely ain't humbling himself when it comes to Clifton. And we're gonna get to you in a minute, Quick. We're gonna get to you in a minute. So now back down to the house. I guess they didn't make breakfast or something. I don't know. So they're rehashing the night, and Winter said she didn't like the fact that Joi was cutting Blac off, and like I said, this first time she heard his side of the story, and Yusuf tried to offer his 2 cents and say, well, I don't think she knew she was coming into this, and she's coming from a hurt place. Maybe something that happened in the past has led to this hurt now, and if she comes back here and tries to apologize, I just would hope Blac that you would open your heart to receive that apology. So everybody's like, nah, Yusuf, you need to get out of here. You need to get out of here. And Yusuf was saying, because Winter was saying some stuff about Joi. So I don't know why Winter is so hot, because Winter, you and Yusuf don't have a dog in the fight. So at the end of the day, it don't matter what you think. Neither do it matter what the Silvas thing when it comes to the whole Blac and Joi thing. None of y'all got a dog in the fight. So what is all this issue? But Winter really had the issue. And I'm assuming Winter is taking this position to be on Ashely's side now. So she can be back in the fold of everything. But girl, bye. No. So it's the scene behind me is the scene we were talking about. Okay, because Yusuf is like, well, I don't think, because when they were saying, Joi was saying all this, and he's like, I don't think that Joi was saying anything negative towards you or bad. Now I don't remember how the conversation went. I watched last week's episode, but like I said, I was irritated with it. So I really don't care. I don't remember if Joi was saying anything so bad or not. I feel like she didn't try, in my opinion, but they were immediately like, "Oh, you should have went with the Tylers." They just shoot anything Yusuf said in support of Joi and not with the group, like group think. Okay, he got shut down. Okay, now Winter questioning their whole relationship over this. Now DJ Quick said, because Sherelle was saying like, "Oh, you could talk about me and all that, but it's when you try to say something about my husband, then people are gonna think bad things about him." And Blac said he could take certain things, but he just want to, get his piece said, I guess. So, Quick was saying, Blac needs to welcome her Joi back in his heart if she tries to apologize and they can have peace. And I had no problem with nothing Yusuf said. Like, he's not allowed to have his own opinion. So Winter didn't like it. He was like, how she's basically like, how dare, Yusuf doesn't take my side or defend me, or how come he's taking up for Joi in this situation? And I'm like, what? Like, he's not taking up for Joi. He's just, in my opinion, he was offering a different perspective, and it wasn't such a take up for Joi or go against you, Winter. So I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? So then, Blacky's like, I don't know this Yusuf. Like, this is a different type of Yusuf. And so Yeah, so they're not feeling what Yusuf said. I don't see what the big deal is. Anywho, the Silvas, not the Silvas, the Tylers are going back to the house and they're bringing Joy. Clifton said he had a meeting in like 10 minutes, so he wasn't going back. But, she's going to bring Joy to see if Ashely wants to have a conversation with her. So Joy had to stay in the car and wait and see if Ashely was ready to have this conversation. Now, my thing is, how long was Joy supposed to wait in this car? Like, if she wanted to get an Uber and get the hell out, I wouldn't even been mad. Because how long was she supposed to stay in that car and wait? I was like, what is this? So, anywho, Erana gets back to the house. Now, before Erana got back to the house, they're like, Winter's confused the fact that, Yusuf would go get his friend of 10 years, because I guess Blac and Yusuf have known each other for 10 years. And she was like, how dare he not defend me? And now this is the part I was going to talk about quick. Quick told him, like, man, you got to be careful because you over here defending somebody else instead of just taking your woman's side, and that could cause problems for you. He's like with Kate and Ashely, like, she told me something she don't like immediately. I go, okay, but you don't like it, cool, I'm with you. He's like, see, you could be in a room later and she have a problem with you. So he said you might, be better off just being on your partner's side no matter what. And I'm like, quick, you the only one who was over here blindly defending their wife, knowing they did wrong. You the only one. Like, I appreciate that advice. You a married man, you a husband or whatever. Y'all have to let me know, married couples, is that how it go? You just defend your spouse blindly, even if they did it wrong as hell. Now I can see, like, in the moment you have their back, but then when you get home, you be getting really to the bottom of it. Like, I could respect Quick doing that even. And maybe he's doing it off camera. Doubt it though. But like, nothing happened to Ashely, and you just blindly going along with it to the point where you hate Clifton. Like, I get validating Ashely's feelings. I totally get all of that. However, there's also a point where you got to say, like, you could maybe try to reason with her and say, hey, when I look back on the footage, it doesn't look like he was trying to do that. Like, I understand you felt, but you're also calling this man out his name. You also kind of ran up in his face. Like, what about all that part of it, quick? What about all that? Anywho, y'all let me know what y'all think of all that in the comments. Do you think Yusuf was wrong to make the comments he made? Maybe he should have just kept his mouth shut. Winter could have definitely kept her mouth shut. I don't know. Anyway, Erana came. So Winter lets everybody know they're not leaving the house. They just doing a spa day, mani pedis, massages, facials, all that good stuff. They just want to relax. All right. Everybody's happy with that. So the people came. They did have Black people's Black-owned business. I didn't catch the name of the business though, but they came with all their spa stuff. So that was cool. And so Erana went upstairs to talk to Ashely to see if Ashely would be willing to have a conversation with Joi. And she said, I know you missed her. And Ashely said, I didn't miss her, but I did like hanging out with her. I did try to build a friendship with her. And so, Erana's basically like, Joy's down in the car. I told her not to come up until I talk to you. But would you be willing to have a conversation outside of the group with Joi to bring some peace so you guys can move forward? She said, y'all need to take this mess back to DC, which I agree with. And Erana even started crying and all that. And Ashley's like, oh my gosh. So Ashely says she needs a drink and to talk to her husband. I'm like, why do you need to talk to your husband about making peace with Joi? The situation is yours, not Quick's. Quick don't have no dog in a fight either. Anyway, so she goes to talk to Quick. She basically don't feel like she wants to have the conversation, but she feels like she doesn't want to have it now. She doesn't feel like she should be forced to try to prove herself as a friend. But that's what you want people to do to you. And it's funny because Ashley's like, oh, I already tried before. I'm not going to try a third time. Like, her and Joi say the same stuff. It's so funny. They are literally the same. So the same stubbornness, right? So anywho, she basically decided that she'll have the conversation when she gets back to DC. Now, Raina said now she got to wait on Ashely to go talk to her husband. Joi in the car, like, can I at least get the Wi-Fi password? She like, they didn't them down here for a minute. Like, what is going on? I was like, is Joi supposed to just sit there? So anywho, so Raina said she's not gonna waste the time or the scene and the people there doing the mani pedi. So she sat down to get her nails did. Ashely came back and told her, like, girl, I'll have a conversation, but not on this trip. So then she was like, girl, really? So now I gotta go tell her she gotta leave because she in the car. So Erana had to go tell Joi, like, girl, it ain't happening today. Joy's basically like, That's strike three strikes you have with me. And so, Joi feels like she's trying to do everything. She's trying to take people's advice, but it's not working. I feel like that was kind of petty of Ashely. Like, I get it. You're more than welcome to have the conversation when you're in the headspace to do it. But I just feel like each person is fighting for dominance, and it's a pissing contest at this point. So anyway, I got to sneeze. Now the men are getting the facials and all that, and Jamie was laying down getting his facial, and they asked him how everything went today, and he's talking about the conversation he had with the Petties, and he said how he said there's a lot of work to be done, and he feels like both of the ladies move forward, then that would help a lot. And so Blac asked about the conversation between Blac and Joi. He said when it comes to that, I can't get in that. I don't know nothing about that. I got nothing to do with that. He said he neutral, okay. And Blac said he respected all of that. And so then Silva was talking to Jamie about the conversation. He said when it comes to you and Clifton, he said, I even told Clifton, like, I think he could, maybe apologize. He said, when it comes to me and Ashely, me and her could fight like brother and sister all day and be hugging and laughing later. We had that relationship. But I told him maybe, Ashely doesn't really know you as well. And Quick was like, I definitely don't know him. But my thing is, if Clifton and Joi were spending all this time at the Silva's house, then Quick, you do know Clifton. And Clifton knew Ashely. Clifton knew Ashely well enough as well. So all that, I don't know him either. And so Jamie's like, his intent definitely was not to do that. He said, Ashely's friend was there, Alicia was there as well. And, your wife ran in there and kind of, got in his face. And so, but that wasn't his intent. And so Quicksilver's thing is like, I don't care what the intent was. At the end of the day, my wife said she felt this way about the person, and that's it for me as a man. That's it for me. And so Jamie's like, well, hopefully you guys can have a conversation. And so Quick was like, I don't know. No, maybe one day. Like, he's not even trying. Like, Quick, what are you really mad about? Yeah, and you know what? As I was sitting here after I watched the episode the second time or two before I did this review, and I was thinking about it. What is Quick's real problem here? Because Quick don't have no issue with Clifton. You made an issue because your wife made an issue. And I was like, why is he so blindly fighting for Ashely? Like, why? Like, besides the husband and wife dynamic. I totally get that. I want my husband to stand up for me as well, right? But you know what I realized is this is his way to prove his love for Ashely, especially because remember in the previous seasons, Ashely was always complaining that Quick wasn't really there for her and he wasn't hardly home. He wasn't spending time with the family. He's working himself to death. Like she was very upset with Quick, right? Right now, Ashely don't seem to be that upset with Quick. We haven't seen that. She's more upset with people outside of their house. And him being just as upset with her and being petty and childish with her is keeping her happy. So that's Quick's way of keeping his wife happy and off his tail, right? And being on her good side. His way he can show her love because he has failed in this other areas. She's complained. I shouldn't say failed, but she's complained about him in these other areas. But he's like, okay, at least I can do is have her back. So then she not tripping with me. That's why he's doing this. That's why he's so hard against Clifton now, won't even shake his hand. That's why he's doing all that. And Quick, please stop. Just stop. Talking about, she said she felt the way, so I'm just gonna no. Can't be friends with Clifton. Like, what? Y'all sound so stupid and petty and childish at this point. Anyway, they basically go room to room rehashing the weekend. Blac is happy he got to speak his piece and all that. Him and Sherelle were talking. Ashely and Quick said they had a good time and all that. Ashely said she had more fun than she expected to have. The Tyler said, they did their part, but they're tired of it. But there's more work to do in DC. They're gonna pray on it. But Terry was not the one to come. Like, she basically made everything worse. And Jamie said he tried to tell Erana she ain't it for this, but she didn't listen. Winter and Yusuf were talking. Winter didn't like how, Yusuf was not defending his friend Blac. Like, if he wouldn't defend him, then how he gonna feel about her? Girl, it don't got nothing to do with y'all. He was just speaking his opinion. Like, it wasn't that deep. Yusuf said he has reservations about their relationship, about trust and everything like that. But now this brought them closer, and he's like telling Winter now she just need to get her life together, and he feels like they're on solid ground now. But Winter said no, they not because of that situation with Joi. And we see next week that's going to become more of an issue. So, everyone's packing up to leave. Now, I don't know if they was leaving way early in the morning or in the middle of the night. But anyway, Winter thanks everybody for coming on a trip. They thank her for inviting her. Now we get back home to DC. Finally, we get another good scene. Finally, we can step away from this toxicity of Joi and Ashely and Clifton and Ashely and Blac and Joi. Finally. And I will say it kind of does feel like they're just ganging up on Joi. I'm not saying Joi is clean and innocent in this either. But it did feel like let's gang up on Joi with everybody here and bring in the white lady to try to help us spray her. That's what it was giving. So we get a scene, the final scene. It's with Jamie and his friend. Now I can't think of the friend's name, but I believe he's a fellow officer like him. And they're just talking about the things they went through as officers in the DC area. And I'm sure that's a tough area. And I know people have mixed feelings about police officers, especially with the Black Lives Matter and the way our young Black men and women are done by the police, right? So this conversation, might be hard for people to take, and even be hard for people to feel sorry for Jamie or feel any compassion for him. I felt compassion for him just as a human because, like, he was sharing with his friend, like, people don't know, like, it's hard. Like he said, he had to promise his wife and his kids and his parents that he will be coming home every night. And he did, thank God. He retired after 20 years. He said his parents did not want him to become an officer. So he was happy when he finally completed it to show them that he made it through safely. But he said, when you're in that situation where every day you're out there, you don't know if you're going to get gunned down. You don't know if you're going to be powed. You don't know what your life is going to be like. He said you could be in a routine car accident, traffic accident. Next thing you know, people start yelling at you, cursing at you, things escalate, right? So he's just saying, everything he went through in that and how he would just be so angry. They were also talking about dreams they had. He said sometimes he dreamed things that he was in a standoff with a guy and I'm trying to avoid certain words here, y'all. His weapon of choice didn't have the ammo and it didn't work, and he would wake up screaming or whatever. So I imagine that's a lot to deal with. And he's just talking about the high stressful situations they were in, working in a homicide unit in DC. I just can't imagine. I just can't even imagine. So that's a tough job, y'all. Somebody got to do that job, and it's a tough job. And so he said he felt like he brought all that anger home because he would just get so, he had to be angry. And they had different trainings in the academy, he said, but he felt like he brought all that anger home. And so then when he's in recent situations with his family, he feels like once he starts to get angry, he can't control it. Like he can't come back from it. And they played the clip with him and little Jamie, when they got into the argument and the fight, and when they finally convinced little Jamie to go to counseling and for him to go to counseling as well. And so his friend was saying how the I think it's the Maryland PD had the counseling that they offer for the officers, and Jamie said he did go to that, and he also went to some kind of seminars or something like right before he retired. And so he met with one of the therapists, and they have something for the retired officers to go to, and he said he's planning to like kind of get a group of them together, and we are going to get to finally see that scene. I remember seeing it in the preview, so I'm glad we're finally moving past some of this Ashely Joi drama because I can care less about it. And I want to talk about these real issues. And this is why I started liking Love and Marriage DC, was because when we have these conversations that Jamie is having with his friend, and like we're going to see next week with the other officers, this is what I like. And Jamie did tear up in the confessional talking about, it is what it is. It's the job he had, he owns it, and he's just trying to move forward and do better and all that. So kudos to him for recognizing that he needs to get the help, and that there's other officers that can relate to him and possibly feel the same way that he does, and he wants to get the help that he needs, right? I'm trying to get this stuff off my screen, y'all. Anyway, that's pretty much how they ended the episode, y'all. Let me know what y'all thought of the episode. Like I said, I did enjoy this one better than last week, mainly because of the end. The Joi, Blac, Clifton, Ashely, DJ Quick Drama, Sherelle, I guess too, and now Winter, and you should like miss me with all this, y'all. Miss me with all this. Anyway, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, please. We got to make our goals. And don't forget to share this video where you like to share your content. And I will talk to y'all again very soon. Bye.